Update is made possible by TrafficTT.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions Limited. We make it happen.
And it's a little bit blurry, but we are here on the Monroe Road area right now on the Uriah Butler Highway. As we can see on the northbound side, quite a few vehicles heading up there, but it's flowing very nicely at this point in time. As we can see, drivers making their way toward the northern region of the country, where you could go either east or west after that. So right now in the central area, we can see that there is not much traffic, a nice flow happening. Maybe some people are still taking a little time off after the carnival season and maybe being a little bit delinquent as they duck out and work a little bit, but that's okay. This is Trinidad. But remember, let's keep things serious and ensure that after all the fun, we get back down to business. In the southbound lane, we can see right now that there's, as usual, a free flow of traffic. There's nothing much to worry about. They are moving very quickly in that lane there. So good news for those of you heading against the traffic right now, heading to south. But in the northbound, nice flow as well. So good news for now. Remember, if you're going to leave home right now and leave your television sets on TTT, you could also take us with you on Talk City 91.1 FM, where we can keep you updated, informed, educated, and of course, give you the best that we have to give on this wonderful Thursday morning. All right, and that's a wrap for this traffic update.
Today's traffic update is made possible by TrafficTT.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions Limited. We make it happen.
All right, and big thank you there to our sponsors. I think we have so much more in our program ahead. Definitely a lot to look forward to. So let's get to that in a little bit after this short break.
JJ and Friends is mashing up prices this carnival. Get $500 off all JJ and Friends educational systems. That's right, $500 off any of our educational products. So take advantage of this offer while stocks last. JJ and Friends, mashing up prices for carnival.
Take that investment in their education and buy them all the jewelry and the toys later on, but ensure that you get JJ and Friends. It is really, really good.
So there you have it. A perfect solution, a great solution to educating your child in those formidable years.
I would encourage any parent to buy this product.
You are setting the future for your children.
I see a great improvement in my child.
I'm 100% satisfied with the JJ and Friends Phonics program.
It has changed my life. It has changed the life of my two sons.
I encourage you to do the same. Get this kit.
JJ and Friends, mashing up prices for carnival. For more info, call 800-READ.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Who really cares?
Who cares? I care, because I know that cancer is the leading cause of death worldwide. Over 7.6 million people die each year, and in 20 years that number is set to triple. You can do something about that. Get screened for early detection. It's a key to survival. I care because cancer doesn't.
Crossing a highway is a dangerous practice. Your life is precious. Be road safe.
TTT News. Connect.
We are back, and no, you are not seeing wrong. I'm just standing in for Lisa this morning,
And I am joined by the ladies on Winners Row. K2K Alliance and partners Karen and Kathy are joining me this morning. So thank you, ladies. Did I get it right?
You got
I just did right. Yes, I made sure and look at that. How y'all doing this morning?
Great. We're fantastic this morning.
Ah, boy. Now, after such a bumper season.
Right.
How many? 5 titles under the belt so far. And now this new category introduced. First of all, what was the reaction?
Honestly, we were so excited.
Yeah.
We feel so blessed and humbled. You know, honestly, without our masqueraders, it would have never, ever happened. And we really do feel honored, humbled, and blessed.
All the applause, because you guys came out with a mission to bring fashion to mass, and you've done exactly that. Making the stained glass come alive this carnival. And that concept itself was something that you may not necessarily think of when you think carnival, because you think more church, and that's usually not something that's synonymous with the season. You guys found a beautiful way to merge that. So tell me a little bit about what the concept or what the goal was for this carnival, the entire story itself, for those who didn't get to see it on the road, or did, but just didn't necessarily get the entire presentation, perhaps.
You know, I mean, just to, I guess, give you a little, information about the brand. We are very focused on storytelling. You know, and a lot of the stories that we tell within the carnival season, it's really and truly, I guess, a personal story for my sister and myself. You know, and given that we don't reside at home, we actually reside and work abroad.
Right.
We felt that, you know, I mean, just given the global dynamic, there's a lot of anti-globalization, a lot of segregation, and we really thought that maybe the world in general is in a need of prayer. And that really brought together the theme through stained glass windows. And what it really does is that it flips the story. So it talks about like a lot of the positives that we need. So instead of despair, you're looking at hope. Instead of hatred, you're really talking about love. You know, instead of darkness, you're moving towards that light. You know what I mean? So the story really morphs and moves you through that. And the presentation, it walked you through that through the prayer of St. Francis.
Right. Now, that, again, was a phenomenal presentation. The movement, the color, everything that a masquerader could hope for and more. And a lot of people don't consider how difficult it may be to keep that show moving on the road. So job well done, ladies.
Oh gosh, thank you.
As far as that new category, those two, reports are mixed in that there was the meeting of the band leaders because it was made to accommodate the smaller bands or medium bands saying that they're not eligible for Band of the Year. Now you guys have broken that glass ceiling, so to speak. And in that case, what would have been the actual experience in the lead up to this? There was a conversation, there wasn't a conversation, this was completely surprise. What was in the scenario?
Well, you know, to be perfectly frank, as she well said, we don't reside at home. The way that we became informed of that was when we downloaded the rules and regulations for Carnival 2019.
Okay.
Right, whereby it kind of listed out basically what the new categories were. In terms of the overall Band of the Year, there wasn't a criteria set. So basically you saw it listed saying there's an overall Band of the Year, but in our minds, that's still somewhat collaborated with it being a large band category.
Right.
So needless to say, when we got the results yesterday, we were beyond overjoyed, even shocked, to be perfectly frank with you. And, you know, the new category, I think what they're aiming to do is, it's really to drive innovation, right? It's also to motivate, if you want to say the medium bands, the smaller bands, to show that, you know, and can I have been using, you know, the phrase, the David and Goliath story, just in keeping in theme with the whole religious aspect, whereby you can be a small player, but still make big moves, right? So, you know, I want to thank the NCC for that.
Right.
And I also, as Karen well said, to thank our masqueraders for that, because, you know, without the bodies, without the masqueraders, there is no us.
There is no mass, there is no mass. So one year, maybe I'll be jumping into a K2K costume. I'm one of those masqueraders who tends to start in a costume and end up in half on stage. But Kai, do you think you'll be joining in one day? Maybe Carrie and I can.
I think I could be joining in one day.
It's like, maybe. But you guys have found a great way, as you said, to innovate the mass and to keep it beautiful, and we truly appreciate that.
Thank you.
Any secrets we could find out about Carnival next year? No?
Well, 2020, honestly, it is a lot of theatre. We're bringing a lot more of the beadwork, which I think our masqueraders are a bit more familiar with. So a lot of the design work is a lot more intricate. But it is really pure theatre. And it's a kind of a new area, I think, for us, and I think the Masqueraders should be very, very excited. It's not something that we have done historically, so it's something new and something fresh, and there's a lot of colour.
Well, I expect nothing less where colour is concerned from you ladies, as you can see this morning. These pieces are not the exact of the, or replicas in any way, of the current presentation, but they do definitely remind me of the K2K colour, pattern and style. So I always think of it as the merger of fashion and mass, as you guys said in your mission. But does that mean that we could probably get a line coming out separately again?
Correct.
You guys have done it before, so I'm hoping for 2019, 2020, we can do that.
I mean, definitely. I mean, going forward, coming in May, we have a resort line coming, so that it keeps the momentum and kind of going throughout the course of the year. So the Masqueraders are looking, I think, and people just in general, looking forward towards like the clothing aspect, because I think that is a true vision and is a true branding, I think, of K2K, because what we really do is that we mix wardrobe pieces, things that people can use after Carnival, and it hones into the 365-day concept. So in May, you're going to get a lot more pieces coming out of K2K.
We'll check in with you guys in May, I guess.
Yes,
and
definitely.
And you know, if you need some models, you know, Carrie and I will be volunteering our services. Carrie?
I'm in. I'm totally in.
It's like, whatever I said this morning.
You need me tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow. He's ready. You guys, in that case, congratulations
Thank
again.
You so much.
Thank you so much for making it after all this hectic season that is to come up with us early this morning. And we look forward to your 2020 presentation.
Oh gosh, thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Oh, and they said it in cinema.
Yeah, I know.
Sisters. Now, K2K, you guys, overall winners. We're looking forward to it for 2020.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Harry, it's over to you.
All right, K2K Alliance and Partners has been named the overall band of the year for 2019 with their presentation Through the Stained Glass at a media conference held by National Carnival Commission. It was announced that for the first time, an overall winner category was added. Marie Hull has more.
If cupping their 5th Band of the Year title in the medium category wasn't enough, K2K Alliance and Partners was crowned the overall Band of the Year.
In first position, numero uno, with 1,371 points, K2K Alliance and Partners with its presentation Through Stained Glass Windows.
Chief Judge Nigel Eastman told members of the media the criteria of arriving at the overall title.
There's a panel of 10 adjudicators, and they each vote on which one should be the overall band of the year that expresses and shows excellence in Trinidad and Tobago Carnival in different aspects, in color, in form, in shape, in message.
K2K first hit the stage in 2012 and has been making waves in the Carnival arena for years. TTT spoke with the co-owners of K2K Alliance, Kathy and Karen Norman, about their win.
So many people behind the scenes, the individuals, we really don't see. We're so thankful for Masqueraders for supporting the band from inception, and continuing to support the band to date. And we had new Masqueraders this year that just played the mass so beautifully. Honestly, we're so thankful on many levels. Thankful to our parents, to God for the opportunity. We are relieved and extremely thankful.
CEO of the National Carnival Commission, Colin Lucas, confirmed that there were many firsts for 2019, with the Lost Tribe winning the large band category with their presentation Taj, ending Ronnie and Caro's winning streak by 1 point. Marie Hull, TTT News.
Big thank you going out there to Marie Hull for that report. And we have so much more in our program. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Reach further when you advertise with TTT. Suite 100, Next 99.1, and at Talk City 91.1 FM. Whether it's television, radio, or social media, our stations belong to the only broadcast network with 100% coverage across Trinidad and Tobago. That's a fact. From Port of Spain to Point Fortin, Crown Point to Charlottesville. Every household in TNT can easily access our signal. TTT remains the only broadcaster with live capability from multiple locations in the country, making us the most dependable source of information for events of national importance. Find us on any smart device at TTT Live Online. Are you ready to reach further with your advertising? Contact our sales team now. Call us at 622-4141 at extensions 2601 to 2607 or email us at sales@ttt.co.tt.
I don't know what to do, Mom. He's my children's father, and I really love him, but he only reacts like this when he drinks.
Ma'am, I will ensure that you get all the help that you need.
The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is devoted to providing assistance to victims of domestic violence. If you're a victim of domestic violence, a report should be made to the police immediately so the matter can be addressed in the most appropriate manner. Domestic violence is very serious. Do not wait until it's too late.
Stay connected with what's happening in the region and Latin America and view Caribbean Newsline weeknights at 10 p.m. followed by news from the South at 10:30 p.m. on TTT.
Welcome back, everybody. You are watching the Now Morning Show here on TTT, also on Talk City 91.1 FM, and on Facebook at TTT Live Online for a live stream. And we're going to speak with some members of the Bosejo Community Council, and we're going to speak about something in regards to World Recycling Day, which is coming up on the 18th of March. Where's my head? And also World Water Day, which is on the 22nd of March as well. With me this morning is Elizabeth and Raisa Belcon. Good morning and welcome.
Morning.
So the Bosejo Community Council, just for a little French lesson here, you told me that it means good living?
Good living.
Good living.
Yes.
And, you know, recycling and conserving things would be a part of living well, living good, because we have a number of resources and we need to ensure that we, recycle and that we conserve.
Correct.
All right. So tell me what the Bosejo Community Council is doing in regards to World Recycling Day and World Water Day.
All right. So it's an appreciation, of course, for our environment. And Raisa is really the main coordinator of this particular event, this particular project. So she can tell you a little bit more about what we're doing in appreciation for our environment in Blue Basin.
All right. Well, elaborate, Raisa.
Okay. So the cleanup was an initiative basically led by the Executive Council. And we decided that it's best to have it in March because there's so many different events with regards to recycling and just in terms of global preservation, but Water Day, preservation of every heritage site, I believe it's called. So the Blue Basin Waterfall falls underneath that heritage registration. So we decided that we want to preserve that natural habitat. So we decided, okay, we're going to have the cleanup, we're going to have different members on board. So we have iCare, we have regional corporations also taking part. So it's really an initiative to get the community more involved to take part as well.
All right, you mentioned iCare. What is your collaboration with them and how has it come together?
Okay, well, they actually messaged us and they wanted to take part in terms of getting the recycling bags, water bottles, and just helping us with more of the cleanup material.
Okay.
So we actually very excited to get that because it's a lot of stuff that we want to portray as part of our collaborative efforts with other groups in the area as well.
All right, so you said there's a cleanup effort that's going to happen. What day is that?
That is Sunday, 10th of March at 6:30 a.m.
Meaning this Sunday coming
Yes,
here.
yes it is. So we're going to be there bright and early with breakfast.
All right,
Yes.
nice. So can the public get involved, viewers who may be from the area and interested, or is it something that is just within the council itself?
No, it's open, yeah. So we can contact myself at 377-7191 as well as 7191.
7191, and we could also share that number with our receptionist in front,
course.
Noreen. So any of those who did not catch that number right now, they could call into the station directly, and our receptionist Noreen can give you more information, and they could contact and reach out to you after that.
Yes.
All right. So this is at the Blue Basin.
Blue Basin Waterfall.
Blue Basin Waterfall.
And
the
Dobler
cleanup
River.
effort is on this Sunday, and you said there'll be breakfast included.
Yes,
so that's our
the
incentive.
selling point, yes. Yeah.
But although the incentive itself should be, to beautify and preserve, as you said, heritage areas.
Yeah, and people actually come to the waterfall throughout the week, and it's a very heavily populated area for tourist attraction. So we want to kind of keep that up throughout the year especially, so that's why we want to make sure it's in a good state and we're preserving its natural habitat. So, yeah.
That is an excellent initiative. And Elizabeth, how are you involved in helping RISA coordinate?
She's the boss, but... So what we're doing actually in my area, I am trying to ensure that I promote it to the wider community.
Right.
So I do a lot of the contact with the various groups, such as the regional corporation and so on, and also getting the residents involved. So I'm heavily involved in that aspect of it.
Well, in the outreach.
In the outreach, definitely.
And promotion part of things.
Correct.
Again, an initiative like this, it takes many hands.
It does.
But as the saying goes, many hands make light work. So hopefully there'll be a great turnout.
Yes, we expect it. We
Yes?
expect it. We've been getting good feedback.
Have you done this in the past before?
Yes, but not as this extensive.
Not to this.
We've continuously been cleaning ourselves,
Right.
cleaning the waterfall area ourselves as residents and as the council. But in terms of promoting what we're doing on a larger scale, this is probably the first time to this extent.
From your experience cleaning up the waterfall yourselves, what's the level of litter and garbage and stuff that occurs?
It's huge. On some occasions, we actually need trucks to move out,
Really?
and that's why we're so grateful to the Diego Martin Regional Corporation to actually bring this sort of heavy equipment out. So it's gone down a bit, but it's been huge over the past couple of years.
And what do you think is the reason why people feel okay to just leave their things there and just litter?
Lack of appreciation, I believe, for our environment, and this is why it's so important and so relevant at this particular time of the year, where there's an appreciation for water, there's an appreciation for recycling items and taking care of your environment so it can take care of you in the future.
Do you think, being that you have the Diego Martin Regional Corporation on board, do you think something like having proper waste disposal bins, for instance, on the site would help?
Certainly, and that is in the pipeline, that eventually we will get stationary bins that trash can be removed constantly, weekly, and so on.
Yeah, because I think many times, aside from the persons not being conscious of the effect that this littering could have,
yes.
For instance, maybe it would encourage people if there is something there,
Correct.
In regards to infrastructure of waste disposal and having something available that they think twice before leaving that KFC box there, for instance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're correct. You're quite correct.
All right, so maybe that's something to think about.
It is in the pipeline.
As you said, it's in the pipeline, so that's some great news.
Yes, it is.
All right, well, Elizabeth Balcon and Raisa Balcon, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And again, a lovely initiative in regards to the Beauséjour Community Council. I need to brush up on my French.
We should join our homework center then.
Homework center?
Yeah, we teach French and Spanish. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I need to have a chat with you all after the show then.
Yes.
All right, thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent initiative happening there.
Absolutely.
And,
She's very right in saying that, there's a lack of appreciation because we go there, we love the beaches, the waterfalls, we love to have a time, but who thinks about the preservation? So it's good to have everybody involved. And hats off to you, Raisa, doing this as a younger person, especially, because they love to say that we are younger people are irresponsible. Show them.
True. Yeah.
Gary, we head into that cleanup, yeah?
Yeah, I think we should head to that cleanup.
That's the only show. I will. Trick question.
Anyway, speaking about waterfalls and beaches, Maracas Beach was filled with many tourists and carnival goers who took to the beach for a day of rest and relaxation. Our TTT news crew caught up with some of the beachgoers who shared how their day was going. Sherilyn Lewis reports.
The carnival over, it was time for the cool down before getting ready to go back to normal life. This tourist said it was her first time for carnival here, and she certainly enjoyed it.
Mardi Gras. They had a good time. Had a good time there. Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of people. First time playing Mas in Trinidad. Yeah.
Do you think you'd come back?
Yes. It's addictive.
What do you think about the beach vibes here today? What are you here for?
It's here relaxing. It's a relaxing place, and then you got some good waves, so it's not so flat, you know? You can be able to move with the waves. It's nice.
And she shared what was her favorite song for the season.
Honestly, right now, if I could choose between Family and Savannah Grass, I'm going to choose Savannah Grass for me. Yeah.
Another visitor from Martinique said while he was loving the beach, he didn't get to play Mas.
But no, just we arrived today, so it's a pity. I want to see the Carnival of Trinidad, but the boat is not in the good time.
For this beachgoer, it was not just about enjoying the sun, sea and sand. She had business on her mind, grasping the opportunity to promote her crochet swimwear line.
So I just came out and see how much we can sell and promote the business.
Okay, in terms of the pieces, what's the price range?
We have the bralettes. These are $100. This multicolor piece is $200. We have the onesie, the mannequin, that's $150, and this skirt piece here, it's a Cypress Rover something, it's $150.
And as promised by the authorities, there was a high presence of law enforcement and lifeguards on the beach to ensure safety and order. Sherilyn Lewis, TTT News.
All right, did you head to the beach yesterday?
I didn't at all. I actually dread going to the beach on Ash Wednesday. I assume everybody's going to be there.
Right.
But I do have a cool down carded for this weekend.
Oh,
on
that's
Saturday,
very nice.
I'll be
That's
going.
very nice. I'm a little bit jealous. I don't have a cool down carded for this weekend.
Yeah,
but then again, I didn't play Mas, right? So what cool down?
Fair enough. Touché.
All right, so we have so much more in our program. Still about to head, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
Whether you are on the road or at the beach, preserve our beautiful nation of which we are proud by properly disposing of your waste. Because environmental pride is national pride.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We report the news. News in real time. News across Trinidad and Tobago. Wherever you are. TTT News. Connect.
Good day, sir. I am number 18854, Woman Acting Corporal Jordan. I observe that you just broke the traffic light. May I see your driver's permit and your insurance, please?
Officer, you know I couldn't stop there. Give my blind, oh gosh. All them criminals and them on the outside and you jump in with a red light. Come on, officer.
Sir, are you aware that breach of a traffic light is one of the leading causes of road fatality? So we must all do our part to be responsible drivers.
You're right. I never really thought about it that way. I like how you deal with me real professional as well.
Was our service satisfactory? Call 800 TTPS and share your experience.
Welcome back, everybody. You are watching the Now Morning Show here on TTT, also on Facebook, streaming live at TTT Live Online, and of course on Talk City 91.1 FM. Good morning for those of you just joining us. And now I'm going to have a chat with Marcia Guerrero, who is the owner of Cafe Mariposa, and we are going to speak about cocoa tourism. Good morning, Marcia.
Hi, good morning.
All right, so Cafe Mariposa, what are you focused on?
We are focused on using cocoa and chocolate in our cuisine, and we started doing this in 2011. And what it has done is transformed completely how we prepare our food. You know, no seasonings from packets, no, everything. And the cocoa actually does, it is a unique flavor.
Yeah, it does. There's that earthiness.
Yes.
And, even some fruit notes to it, and
correct.
It has very, very interesting flavor profiles.
Correct.
Two different elements of food.
And when if you add citrus to it, it can brighten it up.
Right.
So, and if you were looking for darker notes, you use more of the cocoa. If you're looking for brighter notes, you add more of fruit and citrus and whatnot. So it is transforming our palate completely and what we serve to our guests. And so to celebrate that,
right.
In 2014, we started celebrating Cocoa Innovation, which is a tasting event. So you get samples of the different things that we make. So it's in sample size, so people have to understand that it's
right.
sample size. So you get beverages and the desserts and the savory items. And this year we want to feature a roasted lamb in cocoa and chocolate.
Roasted in
yes,
cocoa.
Utilizing that as a main flavor ingredient. We've done it already,
right?
In chops and whatnot, but we want to do the whole lamb outside on the pit.
And what was the feedback from that?
Well, the people love the lamb in the chocolate.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's really interesting.
It's really exciting flavor.
Yeah, because you're doing something really interesting. When people think of chocolate and cocoa, they think about the flavor profiles being used only in sweet applications. But you're doing something very interesting in that you're using it in savory applications as well.
Yes.
So how did you come about saying, let's break the mold a little bit and let's use chocolate and cocoa for savory?
Well, what really made us want to do this is because finding out that Trinidad has this wonderful, first of all, winning so many
awards,
accolades
yes,
for our
excellent cocoa
flavor profile on a global scale. We wanted to know, why weren't we doing something here?
Right.
Why can't we do something here? And so Cafe Mariposa took the risk in 2011, and we started incorporating it in different things. And well, of course, my nieces and nephews were going, Auntie Marcy, putting cocoa in everything. So when we started winning awards for it,
right.
It was Auntie Marcy putting cocoa in everything.
Right, the tone changed a little bit there.
Yes, and it is nice to see that I'm not the only one doing that now. My other siblings are doing it as well. And so we have won 12 awards.
12 awards.
In the last 7 years.
Oh, nice.
For
You
our
can
creation.
boast of that,
That's
definitely. Right. So I'm seeing here most remarkable product, savory, most marketable product, sweet, beverage. And the name of that beverage is the Brenda Salina with sangria con cacao.
Yes.
So that's very interesting. So tell me about this beverage.
It is, well, everybody likes a little bit of wine.
Right.
And so we're utilizing the red wine, a nice full-bodied Merlot,
right,
in our sangria. And the sangria is not your traditional with fruit and whatnot. The fruit that we are using is the fresh cocoa beans.
Fresh cocoa beans.
So you get in fresh cocoa pulp. We are using a citrus base for the drink.
Right.
But we are putting the cocoa pulp in it. So when you're drinking your drink, you have cocoa beans in it. So it reminds you of your childhood when you used to go and take cocoa off the trees.
Yeah, from the nearby plantation.
That's correct.
For those of us who grew up in rural areas.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's really a nice twist.
Definitely a nice twist. So what is the body that actually gave these awards?
The World Cocoa and Chocolate Day takes place at the UE annually.
Right.
And they are the ones that give the awards. They have a food challenge for beverage, savory and sweet. And we've won several of them.
Well, yeah. Only 12 awards. Only 12 awards in 7 years.
Yes.
That is excellent. That is excellent. So let's get into the event a little bit. So it's the Cocoa Innovation, a tasting event.
Yes.
Where is it going to be, and when is it?
It's Saturday, 9th March, from 3 to 6 at Cafe Mariposa in Lupino Village. And it starts off with you coming in and getting your welcome citrus drink.
All right.
So we are serving you award-winning drinks from the time you walk in.
From the get-go.
Yes. And you come in, you get your beverage, your first beverage, and you can walk around and dance the cocoa or learn about the sensory analysis of chocolates. And when I say that, because your palate can taste different things at different areas, and so we have someone who will teach you how to taste chocolate and be able to analyze it.
So to become almost a chocolate connoisseur.
Well, not quite, but at least you'll have an idea of what what
you're looking for, and the different notes.
Yes,
to discover.
Correct. And Lupino has some very rich fruity notes and high floral notes in the cocoa that we produce there. Actually, one of our producers, there was a competition last year, and he is 7th in the country for his flavor profile of his beans. And of course, it all has to do with how he's processing how he's taking care. Yes.
Does it have to do with the soil as well?
The soil as well, and also the trees and stuff that are growing around it.
So they take elements from the things that are around them.
That's correct.
And the final
it's like wine.
fruit. Yeah, exactly.
Like wine country.
The terroir, as they call it.
Yes. Yeah, correct. So you would be tasting this year lamb done with cocoa and chocolate roasted on the outside. We have someone who will be baking bread. Well, those are on sale, but they're baking bread in the dirt oven. We have the first people selling their farine and cassava bread, and we have different people who will be selling their stuff as well. But the guest will get to taste several of our products and our lovely cuisine.
Excellent. And quickly before we close off, how do we get access to your event?
You can contact us at 721-0616 or 669-8647. And
excellent.
Speak to any one of us.
Yes, well, Marcia Guerrero, owner of Cafe Mariposa, thank you for all you've shared this morning. And, wish you all the best for that event coming up this Saturday, March 9th.
Thank you.
All right, I think I know you have to go across to our sister island of Tobago. I know.
I'm excited about that.
I wish I could go across physically.
Right? Even if it's just a little bit. But it is always good to go to our sister isle. So this morning we head to Tobago, where we'll be speaking to Mr. Chris James, the president of the Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Hi, how are you doing this morning?
I am awake, which is as much as I can say.
Well, I know post-carnival, it must be a good time to talk to you, because we're talking the tourism boost, and there's no time like carnival to start that initiative. But what have you got for us, Chris? What's happening in Tobago?
Yeah, well, this is today is when a lot of people, yesterday and today as well, a lot of people come over after carnival in Trinidad for the traditional cool down.
Right.
So that is happening in full swing. So we do have a number of Trinidadians on the island, which is always good. And we have seen this year, a slight increase in our international arrivals. So that is also good.
Absolutely. When we have increases in the numbers, generally, it's always good. And to have them from the international body is even better. Now, I thought that maybe with the previous numbers of crime situations, even carnivals changes, we might have seen some negative or declines even. But if you're saying we're seeing increases, we're on the right track, yeah?
Well, what's happening, and the reason we did call a press conference the other day, what's happening, we've had a new international flight called Sunwing, which is on a 17-week rotation, which means that it started in, I think it was December, 20th of December, and it finishes on the 18th of April. I've got it down here. And our concern was, even though we've had an increase in international, generally the domestic is continuing to drop. So we're very concerned about after the 18th of April, what is going to happen. Now, I do know, because I've seen it in the press, that the THA are talking about a wet lease for the average. So as long as that's in addition to the flights that we have now, the 6 that we have now, then that should help.
So there is a large possibility, or a big contributing factor may be the actual transportation issue, you think?
The problem we've had is that, as you know, we've been talking a lot about the sea bridge. And the sea bridge figures are way, way down on 2 or 3 years ago. And there's no way the air bridge can make up for that. It's never going to supplement that totally. But our concern is that the drop has been so severe over the last 2 or 3 years. The average occupancy last year for hotels was 30%, and the average occupancy for guest houses was about 22, which is not sustainable. So we do rely heavily on our domestic market, and because our concern is that we continue this year to see a drop in that domestic market, then that is our major concern once this Sunwing rotation finishes.
So then we need to start looking at ways of, inculcating more domestic travel to Tobago, which in my mind is a no-brainer. It's the place you go to chill, to relax, to enjoy the sea and sun. But in that case, then, beyond the sea bridge amendments, what other additions or initiatives can we look forward to help bridge that gap and get more domestic travel between the islands?
Well, we've never actually, we don't know what the demand is from Trinidad to Tobago. In the past, we've added flights, we've done wet leases before, but we've never actually achieved peak selling. We've never got there. The problem we've got at the moment is that the confidence, and I know a lot of talk back and forth, the confidence of people coming from Trinidad, people that have tried the sea bridge with the New Galleons Passage, who said they would not travel that again, and people that have had delays in the airport. Our repeat customers are telling us they won't come back until it's fixed, until we get it fixed and the confidence is rebuilt. In fact, last year we did a road show in South Trinidad, and everybody told us, like you just said, Tobago is our favourite place and all that, but we're never sure we can get back. So until we can fix that, and we need the government's help, we need the port, we need Caribbean Airlines help to fix that confidence, bringing people back. Because as I've said many times before, it has to be to the country's benefit to have Trinidadians holidaying in Tobago rather than other destinations and spending money outside the country.
Completely agreed with you. Now, once we are there, though, in Tobago itself, are we going to see a little bit of change towards the actual activities that might be there? We love to lounge by the pool, but millennials, for example, may want a little bit more action. So does the board have anything in the pipeline, so to speak, for what changes we may see in the near future beyond that sea bridge being amended?
Well, of course, we've got the Jazz Festival coming up. We've got the Easter weekend coming up.
Nice.
There seem to be fets most weekends. I see the posters. I'm far too old to go to any of them myself, but I see the posters for them. So there seems to be enough to keep people entertained, and we get very good responses. People that come, both to the hotels, guest houses, and attend the restaurants, we're getting very positive responses from Trinidadians that are coming.
Right.
But we just need to rebuild that confidence that they can get here with ease and back. But also, we have to keep pushing this international visitor arrival as well. We cannot let it stagnate at the 19,000 we've achieved now. We need to get back up to the big figures that we had when we were back in 2005. And I know the tourism agency is working on that, but that's another road we have to travel to get that international visitor arrival back up.
Right. Now, Mr. James, if I may, if you can think of anything in particular that you think these international patrons may be geared towards a bit, any ideas, any suggestions on that one?
The international people will come. I mean, there are two things that have happened. I mean, the Sunwing... The Sunwing is an unusual situation because Rex Resorts in the Caribbean went into a strategic alliance with Sunwing. So all the Rex Resorts are now Sunwing: Grenada, St. Lucia, Antigua, Barbados. They already have a tour operator grouping, so they have a very big following. And that was a great match for us because they could come straight to Tobago. The marketing was done. But no, we have to increase our international marketing. There is a team at the moment at ITB Berlin shoring up the Condor flight, because as you know, we released our brand, Tobago Beyond the Ordinary, and I believe they're doing Canada after that. So we've got to increase those international arrivals. We need more flights, we need non-stop flights, and we need investment into the hotel stock. So it's a road. There is a 3-year plan. We are working on that, and I hope people from Trinidad will continue to come, and I hope once we get more flights and the boat situation fixed, that it'll be easier for them to come and go as they did before.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for making the time to join us, Mr. James. We are definitely, well, at least me, going to make that pledge to come across to Tobago more often, and we look forward to those plans rolling out to make it an even better experience. Yeah.
Please come in. We can show you around the properties and take you out for lunch, and we can give you a good time.
Oh, I like these offers. I'll be taking you up on that. Maybe I'll go and carry along with me.
Yeah, I would like that a lot. I enjoy.
Actually, with Jazz Fest coming up and all the other events, are you heading over to Tobago? Do you have your plans for the rest of the year already?
No, I love Tobago and I love jazz. So those are two things I get in one trip, which is jazz and Tobago in one. So I definitely have to organize the ticket and the accommodations and everything. But I believe as long as I can get the time off, I'll be across
Key
there.
component.
Yes,
Key component. I know that so far we have, I think Tony Braxton is confirmed. So I'm looking forward to this year as well.
Oh, yes.
Every year since, I think the first one that I went to was the year that John Legend was here.
Right.
And every year since has been fantastic.
I'm a huge fan of John Legend as well, but I wasn't there for that, unfortunately. So
you have a little John Legend resemblance, you know, you could work on that.
Probably, you know, I'd work on the singing voice a little bit.
I don't know about that. And on that note, we should probably take a break. You guys will be back with more after this.
Did you know there is a limit to the amount of money an individual may bring into or take out of Trinidad and Tobago without making a customs declaration?
When nationals are leaving or arriving in the country, the law requires that you declare currency or monetary instruments in excess of $5,000 or its equivalent, or 20,000 TT dollars.
Monetary instruments include travelers' checks, promissory notes, bills of exchange and bank drafts. There is a stiff penalty for failing to declare amounts in excess of the limit, whether you are leaving or entering the country. So do the right thing. Declare currency or monetary instruments in excess of $5,000 or the equivalent amount in any currency, or 20,000 Trinidad and Tobago dollars.
And Tobago, I'm Mahalia Joseph Wharton, and this is News Now on TTT. K2K Alliance and Partners has been named the overall Band of the Year for 2019 with their presentation Through the Stained Glass. At a media conference held by the National Carnival Commission, it was announced that for the first time an overall winner category was added. Chief Judge Nigel Eastman told members of the media the criteria of arriving at the overall title.
There's a panel of 10 adjudicators, and they each vote on which one should be the overall band of the year that expresses and shows excellence in Trinidad and Tobago Carnival in different aspects, in color, in form, in shape, in message.
K2K first hit the stage in 2012 and has been making waves in the carnival arena for years. TTT News spoke with the co-owners of K2K Alliance, Kathy and Karen Norman, about their win.
So many people behind the scenes, the individuals, really don't see. We're so thankful for masqueraders for supporting the band from inception, and continuing to support the band to date. And we had new masqueraders this year that just played the mask so beautifully. Honestly, we're so thankful on many levels. Thankful to our parents, to God for the opportunity. We are relieved and extremely thankful.
CEO of the National Carnival Commission, Colin Lucas, confirmed that there were many firsts for 2019, with the Lost Tribe winning the large band category, ending Ronnie and Caro's winning streak by 1 point. The Family team are the winners of the 2019 Road March. The Tobago Unified Calypsonians organization has congratulated Marshall Montano, Bunji Garlin and Skinny Fabulous. The song was played 346 times. Cass de Fentala Savannah Grass came in second. According to Tuco, it was played 207 times. Cass the band has expressed thanks to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and all masqueraders, both local and foreign, and all who embraced their song Savannah Grass and included it in the soundtrack of the country. In a statement on Wednesday, Cass said to be included and even considered as a possible road march of the people was an amazing scenario and an additional blessing that they could not have anticipated or prepared for in advance. He extended congratulations to Skinny Fabulous, Marshall Montano and Bunji Garlin on their road march victory with family. He said together they have provided the people, the festivals and the region with an awesome soundtrack to celebrate Caribbean culture throughout the year. Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith is defending his decision to bring last lap celebrations on Arapita Avenue to an abrupt end. At a joint news conference held with Minister of National Security Stuart Young and the Trinidad and Tobago Defence Force, the police commissioner said this year's carnival celebrations went by virtually crime-free. He said while there were a few incidents, the statistics show that in comparison to years gone by, there was a marked reduction in the number of incidents taking place over the carnival period. Commissioner Griffith said on Carnival Tuesday night on Arapita Avenue, there was a disturbance during last lap and the police took measures to ensure the safety of the 50,000 plus people who were in attendance.
There were plans for persons to come to disrupt Carnival and to use that cloak of darkness and to use the opportunity where tens of thousands of persons converged. And it did start. Where they arrived, persons started throwing bottles, persons started robbing individuals, and I had to make a judgment call. And the judgment call was we had to shut down the music.
Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police Deodath Dulalchan gave further statistics with 12 serious reported crimes being reported over the Carnival weekend compared to 16 incidents for Carnival weekend 2018. Sport now, Andy Murray could make an astonishing comeback to top-level tennis after revealing he is pain-free from his recent career-saving hip operation. The former world number one appeared to be finished after being forced to undergo hip resurfacing surgery in January, his second hip operation on the troublesome hip in less than a year. But the 31-year-old, looking fresh and focused at a sponsorship event on Tuesday, cut an altogether more upbeat figure when he provided a positive update on resuming his Grand Slam winning 14-year career. He said he definitely wants to continue playing competitively and admitted that the rehab was slow but is going pretty well and he would give himself about 8 months before making any decision. Murray said he might consider playing doubles like American Bob Bryan did after a similar procedure. And that was News Now on TTT. I'm Mahalia Joseph Wharton. Have a good one.
Delivering more news, more often to more people. Log on to www.ttt.live.
Frontline on Talk City 91.1 FM, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to noon with me, Ria Roop Chansing, an informative and educational show that discusses a variety of topics, from social issues to the law, from education to religion, culture, health, beauty and your well-being, and you also have a chance to voice your opinion in Frontline's open forum. Frontline, 8 a.m. to noon every Monday to Friday with me, Ria Roop Chansing, on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Stay connected with what's happening in the region and Latin America and view Caribbean Newsline weeknights at 10 p.m. followed by news from the South at 10:30 p.m. on TTT.
Trading on the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange produced a volume of 191,500 shares with a traded value of $1,177,669.54. Grace Kennedy Limited was the volume leader with 156,176 shares changing hands. Investors bought and sold the stocks of 12 securities, with 3 advancing, 4 declining, and 5 ending the day unchanged. The composite and the cross-listed indices declined while the All-TNT index advanced.
Welcome back. We are now in the second hour of the Now Morning Show here on TTT. Also streaming live on Facebook at TTT Live Online and, of course, on Talk City 91.1 FM. Good morning for those of you just joining us. And I'm here this morning with Ainka.
Good morning. Having a good time on this morning show. So.
Yeah, I'm having a good time too. You know, it's a rare treat to have you over here.
well, as long as I said, with the family, it's always good vibes.
Always
and
good
we
vibes.
are post-carnival, so we can relax now.
Yes, you could relax a little bit. Any plans for things like, different groups and bands? They do like a last lap event.
Well, I know that the Tribe family will have the last lap actually on Saturday.
This Saturday?
I'll probably be going to that. I know that a couple bands are actually celebrating, especially with that new title, New Earnings. So I'm looking forward to the post-carnival transition, I'll say.
Right,
transition
yes.
into the actual relaxing on beach, which Rishi's probably doing and enjoying and watching us somewhere like, haha, you guys.
Sipping on tea, as you said?
Yeah, sipping on tea on the beach like, good morning, guys. I slept in. Hi, Rishi.
Yeah, whoever you are, Rishi, hope you're having a good time. And Lisa as well, I know you're wearing a different hat today. Hence the reason you're not here, but, hope you're having a wonderful morning as well, Lisa.
Holding it down.
Yeah, and we're also in the season of Lent, so it's the time of prayer, fasting, giving of alms and reflection,
right.
And Christians all around the world are celebrating the Lent season. Yesterday was Ash Wednesday, which marked the start of it, and we will be going through for the next 40 days. So we'll have different guests in studio who would give us information on how the various denominations celebrate and commemorate the Lenten season going into Easter. As Lisa said, Easter is actually her favorite season for the year. She likes Easter more than Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would think that she would be more of a Christmas person, actually.
Yeah, I'm definitely a Christmas person. Yeah.
I'm a holiday person. As long as I can be home, I'm good. Easter time, though, is to spend with the kids for me. So my nieces are going to be going to the beach. We're going to go to the mall. I look forward to Easter for those things.
Yes, I look forward to Easter because we generally get a long weekend. And
who doesn't love that?
Exactly. Maybe we could go across to Tobago.
Maybe we can. Yeah, this is a plan. No, I like how we're planning ahead. The year sounds like a good year.
2019 is over here. We're
going to have a good time there. And just maybe we can find Rishi and we can all make it a big line.
Yes, and he doesn't set us up because,
Poor Rishi, we were all dragging him this morning.
No, he's all fine. It's all in good fun, and he knows it. He hits me a lot of jabs.
I see it.
when he's ready. Yeah. All right. So speaking about things to keep updated on, let's keep updated on the traffic situation. So let's take a look at this traffic report.
Today's traffic update is made possible by TrafficTT.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions Limited. We make it happen.
And we're on the Beetham Highway right now. I don't know if I want to call it a highway too much because it seems to have quite a number of vehicles moving very slowly at this point in time. As we pan across here looking at the bigger picture, let's see. We follow this white vehicle and there we have it. Wow. Everybody seems to be back out to work today. Everybody has recovered from the one day yesterday. For those who probably didn't head out or booked yesterday off, everybody seems to be back out to work and going back to school and everything in full force this morning, as this traffic is a very telling tale of that story. Looking across in the eastbound lane, we can see that there's a free flow of traffic. For those of you who are heading against traffic right now, that's good news. But for those of you heading toward the city of Port of Spain and environs, you can see that it's getting a little bit sticky at this point in time. As we go closer to that traffic light, we can see that there's quite a bit of a pileup as there's a large volume of vehicles on the road. We will keep you updated with traffic around the country, and that's a wrap for this traffic update.
Today's traffic update is made possible by TrafficTT.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions Limited. We make it happen.
And we're back here in studio, and guess what? We're going to jump across to our sweet sister station, 100.1 FM. And this morning, joining us is Mark Anthony. Good morning, Mark Anthony.
Hey,
Good morning, good morning, my South buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, my South buddy.
Hello, good morning.
We also have Inka here with us this morning, so it's exciting.
Yes, I saw a very familiar face. I know this lady from somewhere. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
I'm good. I see that you guys survived the
Hold on, Radio Land for me. I'll be back.
Of course. I mean, we're saving a space for you. And they're saving a half a sandwich for you also.
What? You'll be a breakfast plan, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
you mentioned me, Inka.
I love my family.
No, the guys
TV radio are good.
She's well taken care of down on the side.
Yeah, always. So how are you doing this morning,
I'm
Mark
doing
Anthony?
fine, you know, because I got a little carried away because, you know, they said it's the start of the Lenten season.
Right.
And my good buddy Shannon, you know, he took it all the way because I lent him $40 yesterday.
Fuck.
See my face I carry?
Was that?
You see the face?
Yeah, I see the face. A very serious face.
You know, so it seems like I'm going to be out for this season.
I want to say a special good morning to all your listeners there on 100.1 FM. Hope everybody's having a wonderful morning. From the team here at the Now Morning Show.
Of course, yesterday we kicked off with some really nice kickback music. So it was a nice segue into
music voice there.
Really nice,
like
you know, so
different vibe.
Yeah, I think we should get Carrie here one of these days to, you know, get his radio vibes on.
I think I should.
Suave.
You know, and I'll be trained by the best. You know, Mark Anthony himself.
I thought you were talking about somebody else. But anyway, you know, but. It'll be good to have you all, you know, cross the floor sometime, you know.
Yeah,
take a walk down. You know, the building doesn't end by the front door. You know? So give us a little look up when you get a chance. Come on down.
You're the next contestant on the Radio Land. I don't know. We have to name it. We have to rename it.
Yeah, we'll rename it.
I don't think radio is ready for the two voices to be so debonair. So
you mean your voice and Carrie's voice you're talking about?
My voice and Carrie's voice?
Your voice and Carrie's voice.
We'll see. In my work. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, a radio morning show. The AMK show?
The AMK show?
Yeah.
You're thinking ahead.
I think it's already in the works. You never know.
Apparently.
I was probably making some notes yesterday. I don't know. You know, making some plans. Don't let the cat out the bag.
All right. We won't for now, but we never know by tomorrow what's going to happen. But, you know, guys, it's good. You know, all these big winners for Carnival 2019. Congratulations to all of them. I saw K&K Alliance, K2K Alliance on the program this morning. Beautiful young ladies. We have a little family kind of, you know, pumpkin vine kind of thing going on there.
Really?
So, yeah. I mean, we cool, you know, we cool like that.
Yeah.
The girls, I mean, we call up with each other and have a little conversation sometime.
So, Mark, does that mean that we'll probably see you on the road next Carnival with K2K? Could that happen? Mark is like,
Look at that face.
Well,
I don't know if I get invited, you never know. But
was that?
If I get invited, maybe.
Oh, you didn't get invited?
No, but anyway, but
Inka invited me to the People's Band, and you know what? That's enough invitation for me. So
you mean in the strongman section?
As well?
In the strongman section.
You're a little too much. You're a little too much.
Section. I won't be in that section.
All right. So what's going on at Sweet 100? What's your plan for the day, and what vibes you giving the people?
You know, today we're back after Carnival, cooling down. You know, some persons just taking their time, readjusting, resetting for the rest of the week.
Right.
Not everyone is in that focus just yet because it was a long Carnival season, and we're just trying to reset, you know, and get back into the swing of things. So I think for the rest of this week, and also our listeners, those who were out there taking part in all of the celebrations, it's just an opportunity to breathe and slow down and just enjoy.
Definitely.
You know, the beautiful,
exactly what we know Sweet 100
Wusa, as they say. Wusa,
definitely. You know, like calm things right back down, bring it down to earth here. Well, Mark Anthony, I want to thank you for joining us again this morning.
Thank
you know, it's always excellent joining with our sweet sister station, 100.1 FM. Special good morning to your listeners one more time.
Thank you very much.
All right, have a good one.
See you in a bit.
Yes.
Take care.
Bye.
Always a good time with the guys in our sister and brother station.
Big bad brother station. And the sweet sister station. I like it.
Yep. All right, we have so much more in our program. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
JJ & Friends is mashing up prices this Carnival. Get $500 off all JJ & Friends educational systems. That's right, $500 off any of our educational products. So take advantage of this offer while stocks last. JJ & Friends, mashing up prices for Carnival.
Take that investment
in their education, and buy them all the jewelry and the toys later on, but ensure that you get JJ and Friends. It is really, really good.
So there you have it. A perfect solution, a great solution to educating your child in those formidable years.
I would encourage any parent to buy this product.
You are setting the future for your children.
I see a great improvement in my child.
I'm 100% satisfied with the JJ and Friends Phonics program.
It has changed my life. It has changed the life of my two sons.
I encourage you to do the same. Get this kit.
JJ and Friends, mashing up prices for Carnival. For more info, call 800-READ.
Reach further when you advertise with TTT, Sweet 100, Next 99.1, and Talk City 91.1 FM. Whether it's television, radio, or social media, our stations belong to the only broadcast network with 100% coverage across Trinidad and Tobago. That's a fact. From Port of Spain to Point Fortin, Crown Point to Charlottesville, every household in TNT can easily access our signal. TTT remains the only broadcaster with live capability from multiple locations in the country, making us the most dependable source of information for events of national importance. Find us on any smart device at TTT Live Online. Are you ready to reach further with your advertising? Contact our sales team now. Call us at 622-4141 at extensions 2601 to 2607 or email us at sales@ttt.co.tt.
And welcome back to it. This is the Now Morning Show, and I'm Anchor, just holding on this morning. We are now switching things a little bit as we are going into the sisterhood, as I like to think of it. I'm joined by Adana Taylor and Latoya Dillon, the ladies behind Sisters Inspiring Sisters. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Thank you guys for getting up early and joining me. And I didn't get a read memo, but we will get into it because these ladies are both entrepreneurs who are in the realm of fashion. I am familiar with some of the brands, but today we're talking more specifically about this movement that you guys have created, a community, as you said. And since it's relatively self-explanatory, still tell us a little bit as to what inspired the movement. So, Latoya?
Sure. Well, the need for women empowerment and women uplifting really is what inspired us to come together as a group to, bring women, at least for them to feel like they have someone when it is we're going through life, because life can hit us and hit us really hard.
Yeah.
Right? So that just to make sure that we have that backbone and that support is what really drives Sisters Inspiring Sisters.
Okay. And granted then that you're both entrepreneurs, how do you find time? What exactly are you guys going to be doing in between all that busyness?
Yeah,
maybe you can tell me a little bit.
It's actually super difficult, especially for me, because I'm a mother of a 2-year-old.
Okay.
So it's difficult, but it's something we're passionate about. So you make the time some way, whether it's no sleep, you make the time.
So what does it look like, Sisters Supporting Sisters? What are the actual activities that we're doing, especially in the lead up to Women's Day?
Well, that's where we have, as tomorrow, as you mentioned, tomorrow is Women's International Day, right? And in celebration of that, we are having a sort of a soiree on Sunday. Yeah, it's basically guilt talk, cocktails, food, and a really good time.
Nice.
We have 3 speakers, Jalan Mabel from Showaholics.
Right.
We have our former Miss World, Atalia Samuel.
Okay.
And a young, upcoming entrepreneur designer, Despiana Phillips.
Okay.
And we also have surprise get artists.
So it's a little bit of a soiree indeed.
Exactly, and a really, really good time.
Some really powerful names there though, because, well, Truaholics is a brand that is across the country, both Trinidad and Tobago, and Natalia has done strides within the modeling and the community. And then to have someone who's up and coming also share that space, we're getting it from all realms. So you're covering all the bases.
Yes, we are.
Good stuff. This being the first initiative, or is it that we've had in the past, this a grander scale? What's the time frame on this one?
No, this is our first soiree.
So an inaugural event.
Yes.
After that, can we look forward to a few more?
Definitely.
They go to like, absolutely. I go, what are you saying? Right. Will we be seeing more soirees, more discussions? How will this take shape?
Soirees, discussions, workshops, picnics, brunches, anything.
We have a full calendar plan.
A full calendar. Yes.
And if we wanted to find that calendar, how do we find you guys?
We are on Instagram, Sisters Inspiring Sisters, and also on Facebook.
And on Twitter.
And on Twitter.
Twitter. Now, in terms of actually coming on to this team, this community, as you were saying, Adana, would we be able to become a partner or just join the movement? How do we do that?
Yes, we actually have a registration form which is available on any one of our social media handles where you can register. It's a few questions where you just state your names, information, regular information, and with that, and become a member.
Now tell me in your own words, I guess, what would you hope to accomplish as Sisters Inspiring Sisters?
To be quite honest, I would like for us, we would hope to accomplish that sisterhood, like sincere sisterhood. That is it, like that sincere sisterhood, because there are persons who would speak about women empowerment and they're not really sincere. So it's to actually build that sincere sisterhood, it being sincere, I stress on the sincere.
Definitely got that sincerity.
And that is the goal. That is the goal.
All right. And Victoria?
Me, I just want to see women win. Like, that's just it. I find that we are a powerful force to be reckoned with, and we should win on all forums and anything that we touch, and that's really what I want for Sisters Inspiring Sisters.
We have a female president, why not? Let's do it. I'm ready for it. Now, tomorrow being International Women's Day, we'll be looking out for some extra information from you guys. The event is on at Sunday, is it?
Sunday.
Location again?
Bass Lounge.
All right. And the time?
4 to 8 p.m.
So we have to register beforehand to get into this, or we just walk in?
This is open. This is actually, we have tickets available for this, but this is open for members or non-members, for the public,
So hopefully we will see a couple 100,000 women. But that's the movement that we're looking for. So we will be seeing more from you guys, and if we wanted to find you individually, because we are Sisters Inspiring Sisters, both of you being in the fashion realm, how do we find each of you? Latoya?
My Instagram page, and also you can contact me at 740-3620.
You put in that number there again?
Well, they can call and if they need assistance.
All right. And Adana, how can we find you?
Adana Taylor, Instagram, Facebook, everything. My business page is Taylor M. So you can contact me anywhere there.
Ladies, we'll definitely be looking forward to it. One thing I do want to ask, though, because when we do focus on International Women's Day, there tends to be a movement away from guys being included in the conversation. And I got the feeling that wasn't going to happen at all.
We actually have men that will be there on Sunday that we invited,
That are our specially invited guests. We do have a couple of men that have been supporting our movement.
And as far as supporting goes, this is the first year for the event, but how long has the movement been established?
Since about August.
Because we had pop-up shops as well previously.
That's what I remember seeing a couple of times. I pay attention to my shopping, so we're talking after the show. But it is on Sunday. We are headed to Vast Lounge, and it's all about sisters empowering sisters, sisters inspiring sisters. And you guys can find them online. Different handles, of course, which we'll share, but it's all about making sure that we make strides towards progress. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
It's been fantastic. And now we will take a look at the weather to make sure we can be there on Sunday with bright, sunshiny days. Take a look, guys.
The frontal system that left Florida is now anchored across central Cuba. That cold front just around the central Bahama Islands as well. It's a bit windy, especially towards the south around the Colombian coastline. Now that frontal system will likely meander around the eastern areas as we go through the next few days. A possibility of some clouds and some showers as well. Some of that drifting into Hispaniola. But there is a line of cloud that is set to come across the Windward Islands, eventually settling across Trinidad and Tobago as they go through the weekend. But for the most part, conditions still remain pretty dry across the Windward Islands. It's also going to remain dry across Jamaica. Sunny spells, 32 degrees Celsius expected for Kingston. Warmer, 27 degrees Celsius expected for Havana, and a dull breezy skies around Santo Domingo, and a few brisk showers ahead of that frontal system for Port-au-Prince. For the Eastern Caribbean, especially the Leeward Islands, they lose some of the Saharan dust that will allow mostly sunny skies to develop across St. Kitts and Antigua. Further to the south around Dominica and St. Lucia, possibility of a bit of cloudiness there we talked about earlier. Some of that cloudiness may well affect Barbados and Bridgetown. Georgetown and St. George's will likely be mostly sunny, but down towards Georgetown, the possibility of some haze still exists and maybe a few passing clouds through the morning. So that's your Caribbean travel forecast, and that's it from me.
JJ and Friends is mashing up prices this carnival. Get $500 off all JJ and Friends educational systems. That's right, $500 off any of our educational products. So take advantage of this offer while stocks last. JJ and Friends, mashing up prices for carnival.
Take that investment in their education and buy them all the jewelry and the toys later on, but ensure that you get JJ and Friends. It is really, really good.
So there you have it. A perfect solution, a great solution to educating your child in those formidable years.
I would encourage any parent to buy this product.
You are setting the future for your children.
I see a great improvement in my child.
I'm 100% satisfied with the JJ and Friends Phonics program.
It has changed my life. It has changed the life of my two sons.
I encourage you to do the same. Get this kit.
JJ and Friends, mashing up prices for carnival. For more info, call 800-READ.
Whether you are on the road or at the beach, preserve our beautiful nation of which we are proud by properly disposing of your waste. Because environmental pride is national pride.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Who really cares?
Who cares? I care, because I know that cancer is the leading cause of death worldwide. Over 7.6 million people die each year, and in 20 years that number is set to triple. You can do something about that. Get screened for early detection. It's a key to survival. I care because cancer doesn't.
You must move to this, right? Good morning, guys. If you're just joining us, we are back with the Now Morning Show, and I am joined by, well, 2.5 men, technically, as we get ready to talk to the gentleman.
1.5.
The gentleman behind the 3.5 Men comedy tour, Mr. Errol Fabian to my right.
Morning.
And Alan the Entertainer to my left. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. How are you?
I am good. How are you guys?
Very good.
Getting ready for your comedic performance.
You ready?
You ready?
Always. Yes. Always.
All right.
Always.
Now, the last time around you guys came through, there was some discussion as to how it came about, but I still need to know. Comedy tours are not necessarily easy to do. So how do you guys decide these are who we're going with and this is where we're hitting? What was the idea?
Well, we wanted to do something that felt a little different and something that was owned by the entertainers, as opposed to working. We love promoters, don't get us wrong, we love promoters, but we don't get a sense to infuse an opportunity to infuse something that we want to with respect to working on somebody else's show and they have a 5 minutes to go and do it. In this case, we get to determine, how the show would start, develop, how it will progress, what we'll try to achieve, what social codings we put inside, everything, we get to really produce something, and, we feel strongly about that. So there was Alan the entertainer, right. George, Cyclop, and myself, so George, Cyclop, and I, we are 3 men,
right.
And of course,
hold on, just hold on, slow down.
Oh, wow.
When we know this, Alan, George, Cyclop, and myself,
the 3 men. We have you as the half.
Oh boy.
3.5. So, like I was saying, so then we decided, we wanted to grow it. And to grow it, we decided we'll do the store. So we're going to be moving the show around.
Right.
But we're urging people to come and see it now. Don't wait for it to come to you.
Right.
We're urging people to come and see it. And we're in Naprima Bowl on Saturday night. Where are we on Saturday night?
Naprima Bowl on Saturday night.
Where are we on Saturday night?
Naprima Bowl.
That's why he's there.
And 8 o'clock is the show time.
Okay.
We're the only show in Naprima Bowl. You see, there are 2 other comedy shows in South on the weekend. But they are at Sapa. Did I just say that? I'm not saying that word again. Naprima. There's Naprima Bowl, and our tickets are available online.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
so
at Lotto Boots.
Okay, great. So the NLC be all over the country.
Everywhere in the country.
Now, as much as you guys are going to different locations, does that mean that we're going to have a different type of show at each location, or?
Of course, not necessarily. It's a different show, it's a different day.
Right.
Because you don't know, because comedy is so
in
organic.
The country.
Yeah.
In the country.
Yeah.
It will
again, because
the show.
Because the show is so organic. You don't know what could happen on stage, because it's a very interactive kind of show. Yeah, so audiences come on stage and they actually spend time with us on stage, and they become part of the whole humor as well. So it's not to just sit down in your seat and
receive the
everybody's a part of it. Yeah, everyone's in it.
That's definitely the disposition of some people.
Everyone is involved
in it.
And in that case, the tickets are online, but they are how much?
All Lotto Boots, and also if you want, you could take a chance at the door at Naprima College. Tickets at Naprima 150 and 200.
Yes, 150 and 200 reserve.
And so this is the first show. How many do we have to look forward to?
This is the
fourth show. Yes.
Fourth show.
So this weekend is the 4th show, but then we have how many more after?
Because we have whole year. We have different venues we're locking down. We're going to be in Cedros. We're going to be in Point Fortin. We're going to be in San Fernando and Port of Spain again. We're going out east. We go in different places. Well, we beg you, come to the show. Come to Naprima Bowl. Do not stay home. It's not funny at home. Come to Naprima Bowl. That is where the action is.
I think that people are definitely going to come out, and perhaps more than one show, especially if it's interactive, to get a different experience. Now, you're saying you have whole year, but realistically, are we really going to see this continue on? Any breaks?
Absolutely. It's also booked outside of the country during the year. So I can't tell you every week or every month or whatever it is. We work with different people. Different people have spoken to us with respect to raising funds for their community projects. So they want to bring the show. They will sell the show, and different things like that happen. So it's And
my last question, because Carrie is trying to flex his comedic muscle occasionally.
Serious?
He doesn't know that yet. But if somebody wanted to try to actually become a part of that, because comedians are
we have 3 brand new comedians who will be featuring on Saturday night on our show. We had 2 at Central Bank on Thursday night, and we have 3 in San Fernando at Naprima Bowl.
So it gives the room for inclusion of new artists, so people who wants to do this thing, seeking an opportunity to actually come out and be named among so many titles like Errol
and we're working with them,
Yeah.
We don't just have that day and call them. We're working with them. We have some workshops going on, talking with them, looking at their work, looking at where they want to achieve, that kind of thing. Not everybody going to make it on stage out of the workshop. I guarantee you, not everybody's going to make it on stage. Some funny off stage.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, someone...
We had Lyris, known as Lyrics. And we had Lisa. What Lisa known as? Just Lisa and Lyrics, 1 hour show on Thursday, and we gonna have Simi and 2 others in Naprima Bowl. And like I said, we're working with them. We're really looking forward to cultivating and helping people with what they want to do with respect to comedy.
Fantastic.
You have for the bone, you could do a little stand-up comedy.
I mean, people laugh at me. I don't know if it's deliberately or intentionally. So we'll just work on that. But for now, it's not about me. It's about you guys and making sure that everybody heads to Naprima on Saturday
8 o'clock. Don't come late.
The show will go on without
you. But you don't want to miss nothing. And I don't appreciate what you just did. I do not appreciate it. I mean, if you have a funny bone, because the girl bony.
No, I did not mean to.
And on that note, guys, we will be talking to Carrie. And if we start talking about my size, Carrie's going to do some DIY with us.
All right, so it's Thursday, everybody. So that means it's time for DIY now. It's also Throwback Thursday. So let's take a look at one of our throwback DIY sessions.
Brought to you by TNZ Home Improvement.
And it's time for DIY now. And this morning I'm changing it up a little bit. What I'm going to do is actually something that involves a little craft. And what it is actually custom designs on a coffee mug or a teacup or whatever the case may be that you make permanent. So you can actually, you know, when you go to certain stores and they sell these things with mugs with different designs and stuff on them, you see them and they have a bit of a hefty price tag. But guess what? You could buy a generic white mug or just a plain colored mug and you can put your own designs on it. And if you bake that in the oven with a permanent marker, making your designs with permanent marker, and you bake that in the oven, it actually becomes permanent on the mug itself. So when you wash it and stuff like that, it won't come off. So we'll get into that right now. What you would actually need is a very, very fine sandpaper. So this is a 220 grit sandpaper we have here right now, and as we can see the stuff up on the screen, we can see the instructions here. So what we're going to do firstly is sand the mug with this very, very fine sandpaper. What that does is creates a little bit of a rough surface so that the marker itself can adhere to the mug a little better, especially for those mugs that have gloss on them. You want to sand it down a little bit, not too vigorously. Right? You just want to rough up the surface a little bit so the marker sticks to it. You're going to need an assortment of markers. I have different colored ones over here. I may only use 2 or 3 colors today. We'll see how it goes. And if we see on the screen here, you can see the full list of what we're going to need. You're going to need some scissors because you could also create your own stencil and put your design on the mug that way as well, or you can draw freehand. So we have the markers, we have the sandpaper. You'll need a pair of scissors. You'll need some paper to make stencils if you're going to go that direction, and finally, of course, the mug itself. So let's get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is sand this mug a little bit with the sandpaper. And you just want to sand the areas that you're going to put your designs on. Again, this is to help rough up the surface a little bit, just so that that marker ink can adhere to the mug a little better. You could also do it on the handle if you intend on putting some designs on the handle. Alright, so we're staying away from the heavy equipment today, and so we don't need gloves, we don't need a drill, we don't need a saw and stuff. We're doing something a little different today. So alright, so once you've sanded, you want to make sure that the mug is now free of any little things that would have come off in the sanding process. So you could just take some paper towel or tissue and just wipe it on, just to make sure your surface doesn't have that fine dust on it, because it would affect how the marker ink adheres to the mug. Alright, so once we do that, you can start doing your design. Now, I want to do a little stencil, and you could do different things. As I said, you could draw freehand as well. What you want to do is basically measure the height of the mug, just roughly. So you place the paper against the height of the mug, and you then fold where you want to cut. So you could fold it. You could just get this here, right? And as we continue, so I'm just averaging the height of the mug here right now. That's why I'm folding this paper, so I don't go too far or too short. Then I'm going to cut that with my scissors. This part doesn't have to be completely neat. You're just averaging the height, and then from here you can make a stencil. The best way to make a stencil is to fold the paper, to do half and half, so that both sides are even. So what you can do is fold this paper now in half that has been measured to the height of your mug. Alright? And at this point you can either free draw a design on the paper itself, or you can print something out and then fold it in half, as the case may be. Whatever is easier for you, whatever you prefer to do. So you can do so much with this right now. So again, you just want to make sure it's there, and you don't want to go, of course, you don't want to go from end to end, because it will then be at the very tip of the edge of the mug. You don't want that, so you want to go a little bit on the inside. I could do something simple today, like a heart or a star. Let's go with a heart, because we're all about love in this program. All right. So I'll just free cut here right now. And again, you're working half and half, so you want to do half of the heart, so then when you open it out, you'll have the full heart. All right, and you are going to use the negative because you're then going to color the inside when you use your marker on the mug itself. So I like drawing. I used to draw when I was much younger, and I used to really enjoy that. So I'm going to free draw a part, and then another part I'm going to use the stencil I just made with the heart and all. I'm going to start off with the handle. You can do many different designs and stuff. You can do it freehand, and it just depends on what you see yourself doing. All right. I'm just going to draw some random, a dotted line down here pretty much. And maybe I'm going to add some arrowheads. Do a little bit of a native design on this, just roughly. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, you can do anything you want, you know, as long as you have a little bit of an artistic side to you. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to line this with some random dots here. Okay, as I said, you're going to use an assortment, and these are permanent markers. I'm just finishing these dots here. You just have a little funky design on the handle itself. When this bakes on, the ink itself becomes a little more slightly faded as compared to how it is here, but it sticks and it congeals onto the mug itself. So right now I'm going to do a little freehand design on the mug itself, and I'll just get moving with this. Since I was more like drawing trees and the like, so what I'm going to do, just to stabilize this a little bit, I'm going to put it down on the table itself and get to drawing. Alright, so for those of you who are listening to us on Talk City 91.1 FM, what I'm actually doing right now is sketching a tree on the mug, directly on the mug. And again, if you have a little artistic side to you, this is something you can make something really nice, probably nicer than mine. And or you can employ one of your friends or something that is an artist to do something a little more refined. But you know, as I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. You could do whatever you feel like doing. And again, it's a custom piece, and it's a part of yourself that you're putting into this. So when you're drinking your morning coffee or your morning tea, what you can do, you'll see something that you have done yourself, and you could feel proud about it. Alright, so I'm continuing this here. I'm just drawing freehand. Alright.
And Carrie,
hey, Rishi.
You almost finished with the tree?
With the tree itself, yes, I am. What I'm actually doing is a technique called stipple, where you basically draw by just doing a lot of dots into the shape that you want. And I'm just doing this to get some texture on, you know, what would be the leaves of the tree. So I'm using my green marker right now to put in my leaves.
Because I was going to ask, why didn't you do the outline of the tree with the green?
Because I want more of a pronounced outline, so that's why I went with the black free. So of course, like when you're drawing on paper, the same way you may use a pencil, or you may use maybe black paint and stuff to get the full outline, and then. All right, so there we go. So what you can do, anything you want to do, you could put your design, you could put words, you could put calligraphy, and then you put it in your oven, as I said, at 300 degrees for 30 minutes. This would bake on and would then be permanent. So you could wash this mug, you could do whatever you want with it, and the marker would not come off. All right, so that has been this segment of DIY Now.
Do it yourself. Brought to you by TNZ Home Improvement.
All right, big thank you going out there to TNZ Home Improvement and to Rustic Works Furniture Company for sponsoring that DIY segment, and which also turned out to be our Throwback Thursday segment. And with me right now is Ecliff Eli himself, and we're going to speak about some fashion and what Ecliff had going on for the carnival season. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you.
What are you doing, brother?
I'm good.
Nice, man. So, word has it that you have been outfitting like a number of the artists for the carnival season, first, second, and third of the Groovy. As well as some other artists as well.
Yes.
So tell me about the about your experience during Carnival, and then we'll go on into the creative process.
Well, the thing about fashion and Carnival is really important, you know, because an artist is supposed to make a statement on and off stage.
Right.
And, you know, I'm the one will really help you with that. And
Right.
So I had a good Carnival season. I work with a number of different artists. So, as I mentioned, well, Swappy, congratulations to Swappy. He came through to the Groovy
yes.
And then we had Tedderson John from St. Lucia and Vaughn from Grenada. And I have a number of different artists that I work with for the season.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I've had the pleasure of wearing your stuff here on the show as well, you know, so big thank you for that.
Yes,
and I know that, you know, a lot of work goes into what you're doing. So how is it that you tailor the style to the individual? How do you go about doing that?
Well, the thing about it is all about creation, and it's not about me, it's about the artist.
Right.
Yes, I'm a designer, yes, I have a brand. It starts with a simple conversation. So I might have a simple conversation with the artist.
Right.
I'll start to listen to music more, do a little research, see the history, find out what type of market they're appealing to, and then I will dress to suit the profile and the message that they want to convey.
To put across.
Yeah, because
right.
every artist, because a lot of times people, for the Carnival season, I outfitted about 15 artists and all.
Wow. Yeah.
And people ask, how come you're so consistent with having each artist looking unique and maintaining the personality?
Yeah, that's right, because you know, when you look at each one of these guys, they didn't look like they were dressed in the same way.
Yeah.
You know, they all had their own unique style, their own aura about them almost, you know. And it goes to show that the work you've been doing is very, very tailored to the individual.
Correct.
You know, I like using that word tailored.
Yes.
And we see some footage over here of the actual fitting process that we're doing over there right now.
Yeah, so that was Swappy just before he hit the stage for the Groovy Soca Monarch. So he was just, you know.
Yeah, you know, we see, you know, what's that? Gold Flames?
Yeah, Gold Flames.
Yeah. And I guess the goal is very befitting because you know, he's the champ right now.
Yeah. So what you know, so what happened there, Swappy, you know, what I try to do is create what the artists have in their mind. See, Cliff, you know, I really love Shadow. He was an inspiration to me, and I want to look like Shadow, but I want to add a little bit of my personality. So that's where you see the Gold Flames coming up, because Swappy, what I like about him as an artist, he take risk when dressing.
Right.
Where other people are a little shy, he full fashion, he take his risk, and I really appreciate working with him for that.
Yeah, definitely. A little, some people, as you said, they're a little conservative.
Yes.
But he just goes all out, and he has the vibe to just go bright and go big, and you know, again, go big or go home.
Yeah.
You know, that's definitely something you could that, you know, that relates to the things that you do.
Yes.
You know, like go all the way or not at all.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So we're looking at super blue right now, and of course it must be blue.
Well, everything had to be blue, you know. Well, I eventually got him to wear some white. So, but this outfit I did for him, I think this was for Army Fete. I did this for Army Fete, and I had to put it on the mannequin and bring him to the workshop to see it on the mannequin, because, you know, in blue or nothing.
Right. Yes.
So he fell in love with it, and he couldn't wait to use it on Army Fete.
I know. He said Army Fete there, and this has a little bit of a militaristic feel to it, like almost like parade way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this song Ragstorm, in the lyrics for the song, the look that I went for Super Blue for 2019 was a kind of 1800 French militant, but yet still royal look.
Right.
So if you look at some of the pieces I did from the earlier, in the earlier Fete, something that he did, you will see that in it, that consistency. And he mentioned where Trinidad Carnival started in the 1800s from the French and all that, so incorporate all that into his design. So that was his personality and his look for the Carnival.
And then he translated that into the design.
Correct, yeah.
And stuff. So, you know, as they say now, Carnival is a year-round thing. Like, you know, we just came out of Carnival itself, but there's a lot of back work that happens leading into the following year of Carnival. Yeah. What's next week, Cliffy, like?
Well, at the moment, we are under construction. We're opening a retail store at C3 Shopping Center in San Fernando.
In Southlands, I don't have to come so far to get some good stylings.
Yeah. So in May, we'll be opening our store. What is different about this store is normally to get a suit, you'll have to get customized or tailored. At this store in San Fernando, at C3 Shopping Center, you'll be able to come in fitted, and you can be able to purchase suits off the hanger.
Really?
I'll also be launching a line of footwear. You can feel like shoes. You can feel like shopping bags for men. Luggages, like luggage, like traveling bags.
Traveling,
yeah, and Eclifili wallet. So it'll be a fully branded Eclifili store, and it's something definitely to look forward to.
Oh yeah, I am definitely going to look forward to that. You know, again, I'm a big fan of your work and the things that you do, and oh gosh, the fit itself speaks for itself. Yes. So, Eclifili, thanks again for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and of course, wish you the best moving forward with everything that you're doing.
Yes, thank you.
We still have somebody in store that we spoke about a little while ago. I will not let the cat out of the bag. You just have to stay watching, and we'll tell you who.
It's plenty for 20 this carnival at Extra Foods. Get Tang assorted 10 for $20. Happy macaroni 6 for $20. Eve condensed milk 4 for $20. Happy dried pigeon peas 4 for $20. Swiss ketchup packs 4 for $20. April peas and carrots 4 for $20. Libby's mac and cheese 4 for $20. And 5 choice Calypso pack chicken 2 for $20. It's Bacchanal with so many $20 specials at Extra Foods. Endeavor, Grand Bazaar, Arima, and Chipuanas Main Road. Extra Foods, always something extra for you.
The doors of the Kaiso Cafe open every Sunday at Talk City 91.1 FM. We play the best calypsos, interview the singers, discuss calypso history, and we invite you, the listener, to participate. Join us from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. every Sunday for the Kaiso Cafe on Talk City 91.1 FM.
From the small town all the way to New York.
That is all away. That is all away. Give me a drink for me taste right now. I wanna drink all the case right now. Give me the wine in space right now. Beat the pan, there we go. Biddy 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 boom bam. 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 Biddy biddy boom bam. Biddy 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 boom bam.
We are here with the Doi man himself, Swaku. Good morning, brother.
Good morning.
And of course, congratulations on your win for the Groovy Soca.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in this morning after a bumper carnival season to make sure and greet us with your
royal presence. You know what? Again, congratulations. Big win there for the Groovy Soca, and I think definitely well deserved. I don't know about you, Inka, but I love that song.
Absolutely.
As soon as I started playing in that party I was in the other day, that was it.
Anywhere, everywhere, man, woman, child, everybody is loving the Doi Doi.
Yeah.
The party now start for real because now the monarch has to reign.
That's right, and that means shows, that means travel, that means
the whole shebang.
Start all over again.
Right. Now, where were you when you actually received the news? When the results, you were backstage, what was that moment like?
That's a good question. Let me clear that up one time. A lot of people think that I totally left and just went home.
Right.
I had other commitments, I had jobs.
Right.
I had 2 gigs I was to fulfill. And after that I went home and I was sleeping.
Okay.
Right.
And while I was sleeping, I see a lot of messages.
Right.
What?
Like Instagram reposts and
people calling
and I was like, what going on? It's like, you win. I was like, win what?
Win what? Really?
I was like, win what? Because I was so not expecting it now.
Right.
I was like,
So why didn't you expect it?
Because, the previous years, I've been, slash and so I just went. I did my thing.
Right.
And
gave it your best.
I gave it my best. I know I gave my best. But, I wasn't expecting the number one. I was at least, because, we saw accustomed to the little political things, but this time it was totally fair. The Soca Monarch Committee, I must give props and give thanks to the ISM team, and it is clean. It was clean, totally clean. I think this was one of the best Soca Monarch that I've seen thus far.
I'm glad to hear you say so, because the Soca Monarch has changed significantly, and it is one of those events that is a stalwart in the carnival season. So to hear the artists being pleased, the fans being pleased, is great.
And I'm not saying that because a lot of people say because I won. Ever since they had nominated the chair, and they called me and asked what I think about that and what my views. I was like, yeah, right away. But I had no thought of entering
Right.
At that time?
No, I had no thought of entering.
Well, we're glad you did.
What made you enter? Was it a last minute decision to enter?
Well, I was advised to, by some good colleagues. And,
well, they are definitely good colleagues because look at the outcome now, right?
And some, top artists in the industry. And they prompt me to go. They was like, go. You need to enter.
We're glad you did.
And we're glad you did, and congratulations one more time. But watch, we get a little doing now before we close up. We're closing up the show.
Boy, still boy.
What do you mean? The party now start. Remember, you say start.
But you can get a little something.
Yeah, backup dancers. Ready?
All right. All right, let's sing this part, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's the end of the song.
Oh gosh, they said we have none.
That's the end of the song.
We got it all start. We're looking for a solution from yourself.
Yeah.
Making sure it's happening.
No, this is just the beginning. This is just a introduction of the new swap.
Now we're ready to show the world who we are. Shine a light so everyone could see our identity. See the way we do what we do. When we bring our cultures together.